Hello everyone and welcome back to ZENSHU. This is episode 7. I'm looking forward to jumping into this one. In the last episode, I remember we had Natsuko was in more of a support role. She actually humbled herself a bit and realized, like, I don't always have to be the star doing everything myself. Sometimes you can leave it to someone like Luke Braveheart, who is incredible. And I really loved that scene of Luke coming down with the sword. That was such a cool scene last time. So really cool stuff. I think we're just gonna jump right into this episode. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking the video, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel. All of that stuff helps me out a lot. And go to my Patreon account if you want the full-length reaction. You can also get early access for certain shows, exclusive videos, lots of other great stuff. But yeah, let's jump into ZENSHU. This is episode 7. Heisei, year 18.
My name is Midori Ichihashi.
What is happening?
I'm 9 years old. Not like her.
Is that Natsuko?
Hirose.
Yeah.
She's different from the rest of us.
What? What is this episode? Is this like Natsuko backstory?
So we all came to watch A Tale of Perishing.
And you saw her fall in love with
It was
it?
kind of boring.
Yeah.
Natsuko was super into it the whole time.
She loved this like sort of
She hasn't been the
mediocre
same ever
movie.
since. The 9 soldiers! And they all fight together to save the world. Until he,
Oh, and she was really affected by his arc.
She's
Jesus.
supposed to be weird. For sure. It made like no sense. That's the best part. I love that I don't really get it.
Aw.
What you reading, Natsuko? I'm not reading. I'm copying all of the Tale of Perishing designs in this magazine. Aw, sick! Luke's sword is so much cooler up close.
Aw.
Why? Because I've decided to be a virtuoso when I grow up. Oh, what? Yeah. Like,
Oh,
Kamatachi
what?
Sugiyama. That's cool, but it sounds like it sucks, so I gotta figure out how to draw flawlessly. You're so random.
She's so talented from a young age.
Maybe
But Midori is like really enamored by her. It's cute.
just doesn't care what people think about her.
This is really
And
cute.
if she loves something, she's not scared to put her whole heart into it.
This is like its own little love story. Aww. It is a love story. Look, she's in love. Oh my god. The music's so cool.
Ba-bum.
Sadly, this is Midori's last day at our school.
No! That's so sad.
Midori? Here.
Oh, she gave you a drawing.
It's a picture of you and Luke that I seared in.
Oh,
I even autographed it for you.
that's so cute. Oh.
Love it.
Oh, that's so cute.
Thank you so much. Natsuko Hirose was my first love.
I love how realistic the Midori picture is. Like, it didn't look like anime. It looks like they drew an
My name
actual
is
Japanese
Shu
girl.
Inomiya, and I'm 14.
Shu?
Just another average guy on the track team.
Is this Justin Briner? I think that was Justin Briner's voice.
Give me something real, you two.
Is it gonna be talking about a bunch of people's first
Someone better
love?
take a real punch.
And they all
Got
fell
it?
in love
Do
with
it.
Natsuko?
I need violence, carnage, and rage.
Natsuko Hirose. I've never met anyone like her before.
Oh my god, so many people are gonna fall in love with Natsuko.
Ever bring pests into my class again, understand? What? Still learning how different bugs move.
Of course, I have some quirks too. Like how I secretly get to school before her so I can hide and watch.
Just go up to her and like sit next to her. I'm sure she wouldn't care.
Look over there. I bet she's totally caught feelings for you.
No, she's probably
Dude, there's no way.
drawing you.
Ignore me. I'm just studying how your Adam's apple moves.
Damn. No, he's super self-conscious. I mean, someone watching my Adam's apple would make me very self-conscious. Is it manly enough?
Fine. This is fine.
And he just like sits here while she does it
Don't make it weird.
for as long as she needs.
Just stay cool.
That definitely is Justin Briner. I need to draw your penis.
I want to see you run like that.
What?
Not like comedic.
Twirling his legs?
I mean, fast enough to leave an after image.
Oh my
You
god.
with me?
Everyone's like watching at the
Actually,
door.
I was completely lost.
The pace! I want to see you make an after image!
I mean, he's a person.
Sir, get the lad out!
Natsuko, he is crazy.
Yeah, she is. Oh my god, they're doing this shot again? Aww. Oh, whoa, this episode's crazy.
And I'm crazy for her.
Aww. So he got way better at running because of her.
Kept training. I set a new record for the 100-meter dash for my prefecture.
Damn.
That seemed like the right time to tell her how I felt.
Oh,
Natsuko.
shit. He actually told her?
There's something I'd like to tell you after.
No thanks.
Yeah, she knows how to draw that now.
I'm in peak condition.
Good for you. See you, Nishimura.
See, she just she hasn't felt love
name's
back to
Miya.
anyone. That's very sad.
Turns was being able to draw the act of running.
Of course.
And that's the story of how my first love went up in smoke.
Oh. Another first love? Year 26.
I am the Saburo Aoi.
Oh my gosh.
20-year-old soon-to-be auteur director who will carry the anime world to new heights.
And this is
I and Church Club have been tasked with making a music video for the school festival.
it's
Coated
what's
on
his
whiteboard with
name?
wild dreams.
Rico
But we tried to
Fajardo.
realize-
Hey, Natsuko, did you bring any sketchbooks or work samples?
The little Luke Braveheart
Braveheart.
plushie.
TFP fan, is she? It may not public, but it's my favorite movie.
Really?
At the very
Wow.
least, we have
And when did you do these? In middle school.
This is what she was doing between the ages of 12
That's
and
insane.
15. Have you used a pet bar?
No.
Aw, I see. Alrighty then. The in-betweens for these keyframes.
Wow. So cool.
I'm so sorry. In-betweens are the drawings.
She knows what they are. She studied up.
Cool. This noob doesn't even know what a peg bar is.
She didn't say she didn't know what
I
it
wonder if
is.
any of
He
those
said,
sketches
have you
are
ever
really
used
hers.
one? Yeah, I mean, they're probably the most amazing things ever.
Oh, she's good. Really good.
Oh, shit.
She's ignoring my
She's drawing ones of her own.
all done at light speed. Before anyone could stop it.
She
had
just did the
usurped
entire
as
thing.
director.
Yeah.
And in the end, we left everything.
Yeah, no one could help. Oh my god.
Natsuko, how could I have been so blind as to not even consider that as an option?
Oh. Watching it, seeing how incredible. Oh, and he's in love. Oh my god.
My heart set ablaze. What is this all-consuming hell playing with it?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're crushing on her.
Yeah, they loved it, of course.
Natsuko Hirose, first person to make me feel like this.
Aw.
How dare you? If you're on the path to becoming a virtuoso,
Did he do it as well?
I'm going to become a grand virtuoso.
So, did he improve it?
I hereby accept you as my eternal.
Is he gonna become like an amazing...
I kept a close eye on
Oh.
every move he made.
I thought maybe he made that one. but
There you
not,
are.
not
So
so.
you joined Stu. She had created a social phenomenon.
Yeah. And he likes it too, so he has to take pictures with
anime
it.
pantheon. I will be a grand virtuoso.
How about you try and graduate from college?
I'll do to turn you into a 4-time super senior.
Oh my god.
That's like 8 years.
Jesus.
Natsuko Hirose. Yay!
Insane. Is there one more story? Oh, in the studio.
I'm Naomi Fukushima, the uproarious president of Studio Gongo.
Are you gonna fall in love with her?
That's my Natsuko Hirose.
She just sees money.
And perhaps even my last first love. I haven't felt this way.
Your awful taste in titles notwithstanding, the pitch reeks of dumb.
Well, if you don't want to do it, someone else will.
It's a challenge for her.
Now be quick as a bunny and make me some money.
It's late, right? But then she just hard stops to ba-boom when she runs into some random dude. The hell is ba-boom anyway?
She's saying it, she's thinking it. What is it?
It's a sound effect. What do you mean?
Doing right?
Good evening, youths. Do either of you have a first love?
Oh my god.
Show me the ba-boom! Oh no, I'm running late.
Oh my god. She had the she had the toast in her mouth. Oh no, I'm running late.
Well,
Do you feel the ba-bum? Yep.
Every single day she comes barreling into me with a piece of toast.
Oh God, are you mugging me?
I mean,
Please, just take anything you want. No, she's scared to go out at night.
You
Oh.
have to step in here, boss, please.
Keep going. I know you'll find it eventually.
She's missing human connection. Other people connect with her a lot, and she doesn't connect with them.
All right, what is your problem? You can't just push your whole team aside like this.
I mean, this is fair.
Sure, Miss Fukushima.
Oh yeah, and that's when that happened.
our first love hasn't even begun yet!
Tea party preparations are.
Damn, man.
that was a freaky dream.
That, like, I forgot what show we were watching. This feels strange now.
Oh, be still my mouth.
How adorable.
It's Justy Bunch.
Justy, what?
Play nice with Justy Bunch, okay, kids?
Are these two gonna be a thing?
Might you pass the bread, Justy Bunch?
I did not agree to that name. Not be called.
It's stuck.
Aw, that's a cute laugh.
Is it wrong for everyone to be so happy?
Well, a story has conflict. The hawk? That hawk's in the...
Of course it's wrong.
Oh, shit. That hawk's in the opening, next to the projector. Wow, that episode was really good. That episode genuinely was like a show I prefer to Zenshu. Like they really when I saw the key visual for this show, that was like a girl drawing an animation. Like before I knew it was like an isekai or anything. This is closer to the show that I imagined and that I like really wanted to see. Now, I'm pretty good, I feel like, it's settling into a concept. Like, I try not to let myself go like, oh, I wish the show was more like this as best I can, because I think it's kind of counterproductive. It's not really great, a great thing to do. Like, I don't think you should judge media based on what you assume it should be, and you should judge it based on what it is, or you should enjoy it based on what it is, I think. Because like, yeah, you can go like, oh, you know, I want this concept to be what I'm watching, but it isn't. Like the writer that's doing this series has a particular vision in mind. You're just there to watch that vision and see if that vision is enjoyable. And so like I'm not gonna say like, oh, the show should have just been this. But like, I will say this is what I thought the show was gonna be, and I'm really, really glad we at least got one episode of it. And you know what? It probably works just as well having one episode of it, because it makes this episode that just passed feel very special. It feels like a special show. And then also now that can sort of dictate Natsuko's character arc more, and we can go from there, and it's gonna feel more earned. So this was really, really good. I liked it a lot. And I mean, honestly, you know, if they did do like a whole show that was like this, like maybe genuinely it would actually get kind of like, you know, like it's good for an episode or two, but it would get kind of exhausting unless they slowed down the pace a lot. So yeah, I really had a great time with this because like from the very start where they had like the first person who had their first love be Natsuko is just like just a girl who was friends with her and just curious about her. And I thought that was like really adorable how she was just like watching and just trying to understand Natsuko. She was just, you know, trying to get how she felt and then like, oh man, that scene where she gives her the drawing of her and Luke Braveheart was so cute. I loved that scene so much. And that made the Midori part of this episode like my favorite part of the episode. That was so good. It was adorable. That part of the episode also reminded me a lot of Look Back as well. If you haven't seen the movie Look Back, go watch it and then go watch my reaction to it because it's a great movie. But yeah, that was so cute. And yeah, I mean, I just got like very attached to some of these characters in such a short amount of time. So we had Midori and then Shu and then Aoi, I believe. And then the producer, which I didn't write down, but yeah, so I loved Midori. Shu was like very like kind of heartbreaking because he clearly like worked so hard for her and he just wasn't on her radar in the slightest because she was just obsessed with drawing and she wasn't seeing anything else around her. And it's very sad because he seems like he did, like, you know, sometimes I'll be critical of especially like male characters in things like this when I'm watching a series and it feels like they, you know, they feel like they owed a relationship with the person or that they like, you know, they're not picking up the signs or whatever. But there's like ones like this where it's just, this is just a very sad situation. I don't like, he didn't do anything wrong. He was just working hard for her. And then he took a shot and found out, yeah, no, she's not interested in me at all, which is very, very sad because he, you know, he liked her so much. But at least the good thing is he used her as an excuse to improve his life. So at the very least, he came out of it with a, you know, with a better, not motivation necessarily, because maybe his motivation's weaker now, but a better skill set, and he's improved his trading and his life, and so hopefully he can go forward and use that, you know, like he can become an Olympic sprinter or something, because of her and the way that she pushed him. So like, you can have heartbreak and sadness in your life, but it can still change you for the better. Like, I feel like that's happened to me. I've definitely had my share of heartbreak in my life that also I feel like as a result I am now a better person, a stronger person. And I mean, sometimes it doesn't happen immediately. The time directly after that heartbreak can be kind of the worst time, like both emotionally, but also in terms of who you are as a person. I feel like your identity kind of shatters. But after that, I think you can really grow into something crazy and special. And so I think that's what I imagine he will do, is he'll grow into something great. And then you had Aoi, which Aoi's was like the most anime one. Aoi's was like a really ridiculous one, but very funny. And just, it's cool to see, like, it was a good way to also show like Natsuko's growth. Like, they showed it through other people's perspectives, and I think that's really a really clever way to show her backstory. Like, instead of just showing like, oh, she was this good in elementary school, she was this good in high school, she was this good in college, instead of just showing that, they actually like were telling a different story, but the backdrop of it was how much better she was getting at drawing. And I think that's like such a cool way to present that information while also telling these kind of romance stories along the way. And I mean, yeah, the animation in this episode was great. I mean, they showed off some really awesome shit here. And I mean, this is one of those things where I talked about this early on in the series, but it's brave to do a series about someone who's really good at drawing and really good at animation, because when you show it, you're inherently showing like this is really impressive, and you have to have the audience agree with you. You have to have the audience go like, yeah, this is really impressive. And so to do that, you have to actually pull it off really nicely. Like you have to be saying these drawings are really impressive, and then you actually have to get an artist who can do those drawings that are so impressive. And they do that in the show quite well. Like when they're going like, oh, Natsuko, you can do this, and they're showing the animations of the drawings or whatever, I'm like, wow, that is very impressive. So so they're doing it really well. The way also this series like flips around a lot of tropes, anime tropes on its head is very funny. Like the, you know, her pointing out the ridiculousness of the classic trope of like girl who's late for school or whatever. She's rushing with a piece of toast in her mouth. She bumps into someone. She falls in love with him. Like that. She like takes that trope and goes like, I don't know what it means by Doki Doki. You know, like I don't know what it means when her heart is pumping like that. Does that happen to people? And then also like just her trying to simulate that by having the toast in her mouth and running into people and going like, is that working? And it's funny because we see like Natsuko really grew up with anime and takes a lot of what anime does quite seriously. So so she like doesn't really like for example with Shu, she was telling him like, run so fast that I can see your after images and your motion blur and stuff, and it's like it's not really how it works, but she wants to be able to draw that, and so she's trying to like use a reference for something that doesn't happen. I mean, if she filmed him then that might happen, but she was just watching him with her eyes. And yeah, it's the same way with the badump. Like she wants to actually see someone have a badump moment, but actually that's something that you feel in your heart, but she herself doesn't feel it, so she doesn't know what that is supposed to feel like, and she doesn't know what a badump moment will feel like. I feel like later in the series she might actually do something with Luke, and then she'll have a badump moment. Like we'll see her actually have a moment where her heart is racing, and that will be cute. But I also liked, you know, early in this episode, it showed her watching the movie for the first time, and then like people were saying it's so bad or poorly written or whatever, and she's like, yeah, it made no sense, but I love it, you know. And I think that's really great, because that's this series is showing like a series doesn't have to be perfect for you to like it. I really don't like when people when I am talking to someone about a series and all they're telling me, like it's a good series or whatever, but all they're telling me is like their nitpicks of the series and like what doesn't make sense and the story bits that they don't understand, and there's so much stuff, and a lot of the time it's like you were clearly sitting there watching this trying to pick apart the logic of the series or whatever. And also a lot of the time when they're saying it, I can go in my head and go like, well, that is actually explained why that's the case and you weren't paying attention, or you can create a justification for that and it would have wasted time like trying to explain that, or like that doesn't matter, like what you're like they could have fixed that plot hole in the thing, but it doesn't matter to anyone, like no one cares. Like, and so sometimes I'm hearing people talk about a series that's really quite good, and they'll just be like talking about like, well, this part didn't make sense and this part is crazy, and like, do they expect us to believe that this is happening? And like, you know, when people do that over and over and over again, I'm like, you don't really, like, funnily enough, your great understanding of the story shows you have a very low media literacy, because because media literacy to me is very much about you finding what the series is actually trying to do, and the series is actually trying to say and make you feel, and connecting with that. And like, it doesn't mean you know, you don't, if you don't connect with something, it doesn't mean you're not media literate. But I do think if all you ever see is the flaws in things, I don't think you are. I don't think that is media literacy. I think that is just like cynicism. And I don't find that to be engaging in any way. It's the classic, like, I recently rewatched like the speech from Ratatouille of the critic who is like writing his final review in Ratatouille, and he says something along the lines of, you know, even if I had the worst meal I've ever had and wrote a scathing review about it, my critique, my piece critiquing the food is less valuable than the food itself. And I think that is like really strong, where it's like that even though it wasn't a great meal, like my that doesn't make my criticism great. And really, like, they've created something and what I've done is just tried to tear it down. And so, you know, I say this also as someone who on this channel I am doing media review. Like, I'm doing reaction videos, but a big part of these discussions is I am reviewing the media in a way, even though I don't give it scores, because I don't like giving things scores or ranking things generally. I don't find that to be engaging or good very often. I did like a fun ranking at some point where I like ranked every show that I'd watched or whatever, but I had a lot of caveats with that. And I don't take it too seriously, and my rankings change every day. Like, things that I watched 2 months ago might go up in ranking just because of how I'm feeling that day, or because of something someone said about it or whatever. But I say this, you know, as someone who I do media review myself, but I think on this channel I always try to like respect the media above all else, you know, like the people who are making these series that I'm watching are so talented and so incredible, and I want to respect what they're actually trying to do. And my hope is to, at the very least, understand even like 30% of what they're trying to get me to understand. And then be able to appreciate it. And that's my goal. And if I achieve that, if I really like love something and respect it and talk about it a lot and get really excited about it, they've achieved their goal and I've achieved my goal of understanding the media. I think that is the best success to me as like a critic, is when you can really love something and really talk about it at length and talk about what you love about it, because it means you've done a great job also at connecting with the media. So yeah, I love that this series has brought that out of me and like helped me to understand what I think about about media in general and media criticism and stuff. And it helped me understand that just through the simple act of a girl really loving a movie, even though she understands, you know, it's not like the movie's incredibly special to most people. It's not like the movie has like the most airtight plot or whatever, and some of the character motivations maybe aren't great, but it had some love in it and it connected with me, and that's what matters about media. If it connects, that's it. That's all art is. So yeah, that's ZENSHU episode 7. What a great episode. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking the video, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.